Namaskar, a very warm welcome to all of you. I am Satish Banod, running this YouTube channel dedicated to new school projects, school administration, and school routine operations. Currently, I am discussing regarding the new act introduced by Government of Punjab after amending the Principal Act of Society Registration Act 21 of 1860. So I request all the portfolio holders, top management, administrators, principals, please view my video fully to be informed what drastic changes have been brought by the government in new act that is called Registration Societies Registration Punjab Amendment Act 2026 बहुत चुकन्ने होने की जरूरत है. So please subscribe, share, follow and like this my YouTube channel, these videos, so that information reaches to the all people who are at helm of the society affairs, so that the instruction orders through the act issued by the government of Punjab are complied with in totality. So I have already discussed up to the section 5. Today I will be discussing section 12. What amendments have been brought in section 12. Basically only one or one and a half para was there in the original act. Now the government in new act there are many additions. Even I cannot cover all the addition in this single video. I have to make 2-3 videos to explain these changes. So in 12 it is gone up to, I am sharing the screen. In the section 12A, 12, now new clauses 12A, 12B, 12C, 12D, 12E, 12F has been inserted with many subsections, and it is very important, most important amendment in the new act, Societies Registration Act, Societies Registration Punjab Amendment Act 2026. I may be able to cover only up to 12B. So please be attentive. All may go through this notification and correlate with the original act, so that everything is well informed, well known for the implementation. Section 12 was dealing with only the changes in the objectives, name, etc. during the annual general meetings. That's all, and that was to be reported annually on the at the time of filing of the list of members. Now there are changes. Number 1, section 12A, subsection 1 says that where a proposition or resolution for change of name has been passed by a simple majority of the total members in its annual general meeting, a copy of such resolution shall be forwarded to the Registrar of Society, signed by a secretary and at least 2 other governing members of the Educational and Healthcare Society within 30 days of passing such regulation within 30 days. There are two things are important. That is how we have already discussed. Simple majority can change the name and 3% should sign the regulation sent to the registrar society. But here it says it should be signed by the secretary of society and at least two other governing members. So whatever change in the name has been proposed, resolution passed, that resolution has to be sent to the registrar, duly signed by the three persons, secretary and other two members, within the 30 days of passing of resolution. 12A, subsection 2, it says the registrar shall refuse to register the new name if the proposed name of the educational or healthcare society contravenes the provision of section 2A and shall direct the educational or healthcare society to register a new name. Yes, if it is already, it is nothing new. We have already discussed in the last amendments that if it contravenes the section 2, section 20 and the other provision, they that was when the new society is formed, the name same is here. If you are changing the name, you should comply with the all the directions of all the conditions of the sect. It should be consistent with the sect. If registrar is satisfied that the requirement have been met, the new name shall be registered and updated certificate of registration shall be issued effective from the date of such registration upon payment of a fees as state government may notify. This is simple. If everything is okay, the registrar will register the new name and issue a registration certificate in the new name, and fees has to be paid. There is nothing new. Then section 12B, there are two subsections also. Any change in the name, purpose or amalgamation of an educational or healthcare study shall not affect the rights, liability, obligation of the education or healthcare society or the validity of any legal. It means if you are changing the purpose or name, or you merge your society with other society, if there is a amalgamation or any change in objective, purpose or name, then you will not be free of any obligations or legal proceedings. All the, if there is a amalgamation, even name change, all the rights, it will not affect any rights, liability or obligations of societies involved. It will be continue as they are in the new name. Any legal proceeding commenced under the former name will continue in the new name. Nothing can be avoided. So it was the section 12B1 subsection 2 now. Such legal proceeding may continue or initiated in the name of the direct educational healthcare society as altered. Definitely, if there is alteration there in the purpose, name or the amalgamation there, new society, merger, new society has come in, then legal proceeding will continue or initiated in the new name. Either there, but no violence will be there. So no tactics can be played here to avoid any legal or otherwise obligations. Next is section 12C. Yes, I can explain section 12C1. In this subsection 12C, subsection 1, this is very important. All the societies, educational and healthcare societies, shall maintain proper and regular financial accounts. Everybody is maintaining, there is no doubt, in the form prescribed by registrar. Just this format may in the it will be format will come from the registrar. In that particular format, we have to maintain the books of accounts. So next, these accounts will be balanced annually as already being done by on the 31st March. Audit is done, balance sheet is prepared, income and expenditure is statement is prepared as per the Chartered Accountants Act 1949 as required by the Income Tax Department CTVT. What now main change is there that audit the auditors shall prepare a balance sheet and income and expenditure statement and submit copy of the accounts and the audit report to the registrar annually by the 31st September. Audit report shall highlight the irregular, illegal or improper expenditure, loss or misuse of society funds and property. Earlier this was not being done, only annual filing was there. Now, after the audit, it is the obligation from the auditor side. They should prepare a report, highlight irregular, illegal, improper expenditure, loss or misuse of society funds or property. So, auditors' responsibilities is also increased. They have to audit the accounts, find out the faults, make a report and send it to the registrar annually by 31st March. The accounts are to be balanced. Then by 30th September, within 6 months, that is, all the reports are to be sent to the registrar. So it is very critical. All the records will be with the all the financial records will be with the registrar always. Then I can take one more. Section 12D, para 1, subsection 1. If registrar receives any written complaint supported by the affidavit, prima facie evidence, or the reasons for non-furnishing of annual accounts under section 12C, as report has to be submitted by the auditors under section 12C as said above. After providing educational opportunity being heard, so 12B section 12D gives registrar power if the registrar receives any complaint from any side with the affidavit or prima facie evidence or for the reason of non-furnishing of annual accounts, if annual records, accounts, balance sheet and the income and expenditure statement with the report is not submitted, then registrar ask the society in writing to furnish its accounts or a copy of statement of receipt and expenditure for any particular year duly audited by the chartered accountant. That is, if you are delaying the submission of audit report or any complaint is there, then the registrar can ask for any document or statement of an income and expenditure of previous year, any year of which complaint might have been received, that has to be provided. Thank you so much. It was we have covered up to section D1. The next will be covered in the section in the new video. Please subscribe, share